Black Bears looking to make another push to a league title and make a push this year, picked second in the preseason poll. Coach, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. How are things going right now up in Maine?
They're good. They're good. Thanks for having me.
Hi,
So,
Ian.
Hey, how are
go ahead.
you?
This is bringing me back like 10 years ago when you two were going head to head in the conference tournament in Portland. That was a good time watching you two go. And Amy, you've done such a great job building something really special with Maine, and you continue to raise the standard really for the whole league. So it's great to see that your team, as of now, knock on wood, let's stay healthy this year, right? You got Adriana Smith back, and Maureen and I were joking, like, wow, we did this last year, and I think you had just found out that Adriana was going to be out for the season. So you still persevered and did the interview with us, but I'm sure in the back of your head, like, yeah, like, please, people keep asking me about this, and how do I feel about it? But it must be really touching, and you must be elated for her to be back on the floor. And what's it been like for the team to have Adriana out there and in position to make a return to the floor?
Yeah, it's been great. Addie, obviously, that's never something you want any player to have to go through. And it was her second time. She had torn one in high school and came back obviously very strong. And so we knew she would come back strong again. And we had a conversation when she got her if what her future, what she wanted to do, and she was very clear she wanted to come back to Maine and play her last year here. And so we were really excited about it. She's worked really, really hard and off the court, and she's done a really nice job being a leader. We have seven new players, five freshmen and two transfers. And so no one here on our team was with her when she came as a freshman. So it's a different look, but she's been awesome. And, having her back on the court is just, it's like having another coach out on the court. She knows exactly what we want to do and is able to communicate with that with her teammates in a different way from how the coaches can. So it's been great.
It's so great to see that. And, even just going on social media and seeing her, just what a presence she has. And that's just a really hard thing, for everybody to go through. And I know we had talked about that too, but, and it's probably a great reminder of players, from experience, just like how quickly things can be taken away. And I'm really excited for her and so happy that,
Yeah.
for you that she's back. And I can't wait to see what she does this year. But just kind of talking about some of your newcomers, it looks like you added a lot of size to the roster. Is that something?
Something new, right?
Yeah, I was like, wow, he got some size. Is that something like you think? Obviously, your style of play is, really hard to go against. But just having that size, is that going to change a little bit of the way that you play?
Yeah, I think, yeah, we haven't had size that we've played in a long time. So, adding Lizzie Gruber, honestly, we didn't know what we were going to get with her. She really hasn't played in 2 years, and we knew what she was in high school. We recruited her, obviously she's a Maine kid, and she's come here, and, I couldn't be more thrilled. Such a hard worker. She's obviously learned a lot in her 2 years at St. Joe's, and so yeah, we'll be able to play her and Addie together. We've really been working on that, so that will be a lot of fun. A little different look, but yeah, it's it's kind of nice to have us not having to front the post all the 6'4" in the paint. It's a different. It's kind of fun.
So you keep bringing that up that it's a different look. Can you take us through why that philosophical change? I mean, you lost a lot of your 3-point shot makers from last year too. Just if you could just take us through as to why this shift in thinking. Is it something about the league? Is it something that you're looking to uncover? If you could take us there.
Yeah, no, not really. We always say we just try to get the best players we can, and it doesn't matter if they're 6'4" or 5'2", we want the best players we can, and we'll work around what we have, and Lizzie was one of those players that we were able to get out of the portal, which we were really excited about. Kalia Sain's another player, a JUCO transfer from Kirkwood, that we're really excited about. And then we have five freshmen that are doing a nice job. It's just, it's as everyone knows here, who's going to be on this call, Maureen knows, freshman year is really tough with that transition, and some pick it up really quickly, and others it takes a little bit of time. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's a fun group. It's a different group. We have Esta back at point guard, who has had a great
Hmm.
fall, and she's a great shooter and continues to be a great shooter. So, yeah, I mean, we're gonna hopefully do what we do well. And if that's shoot threes, we'll shoot threes, and if it's go inside, we'll go inside. Whatever gets us the W's at the end of the day, we'll try to do that.
Well, just looking at your non-conference schedule, no news there that your non-conference schedule is always one of the toughest, not only in the conference, but in the country really.
Mhm.
But it's great. I see that St. Joe's is coming up to Maine.
Yep. Yeah, they are. We did
That'll be
yeah.
great. That's a great home.
Yeah, it's great. We did a home and home with them, and so they're returning. We get to open up with them, and yeah, it's great. It's not always easy to get teams to come to Orono, and so when we can get teams to come up, especially A10 teams and bigger teams to come up here, that's always exciting. So
Yeah, when you had Indiana a few years ago, that was awesome. I mean, that was just that we were
yeah.
talking to Brad Walker about that recently, the commissioner of the conference, for those that don't know, and those kinds of environments, that's what makes it. That's when you look up and you go, "This is I love my job," right? Those kinds of
Yeah.
environments.
Yeah, I was just actually watching clips from that game because we played a zone in that game, so we were kind of looking at that, and yeah,
Oh,
just watching it again. It was I didn't watch the game, but I watched the clips, and it was but yeah, the atmosphere was pretty cool. It brought me back. It was fun.
you mentioned Esta being back. You'll have Sarah as well. Are those two like those are two X factors, right? Like they were on the floor for you last year and they look to take leaps, but with Adriana seeing the game from a different perspective from the sideline, you
Mhm.
have newcomers coming in. Like I would, those two players, their jumps, their leaps are what maybe can separate, making a Final Four in your league or winning it, right? Those two are integral, I would imagine.
Yeah, and the consistency with them. Esta really came on at the end of the year, and her and I, I it took a while for me to figure her out and for her to figure me out. And I think we finally did at the end of the year. And I think you kind of saw her play free. And she's been doing that all postseason, doing a really nice job. And the thing about, and Sarah Talon has had the best preseason she's had in summer that she's
Wow.
had since she's been here. So I think the thing with those two, and the thing about playing with Addie is last year, Addie creates so many shots for other people, and you don't realize that when Addie's until she's off the floor. And so last year we had to like manufacture a lot of offense, which was hard. And so that was difficult for Esta and Sarah and the rest of our players. And now you bring Addie back into the mix where she creates so much attention and she's such a great passer that you're going to get easy and open shots. And so I think both Sarah and Esta can really be a benefit of that, along with some other players. But yeah, those two for sure are very important to us in how we do this year.
I know I saw this firsthand, but when the top 25 over the last 25 years came out, and I started to look who was on Maine, I said, "Oh, I got to play against those three." So Siggy, Blanca, and Anne. So
Hmm.
I think that's incredible. We didn't
Yeah.
really get the best of most of those games at UNH, but it was incredible to play against them. And they're some of the best players I've ever, as a player, as a coach, even as a spectator, got to see them firsthand. But just kind of talk about that. I mean, you coached all three of them.
Hmm.
The impact that they made on the program and just their legacy. And do they still kind of come back? I know it's hard for some of them. They don't live around the corner,
Yeah.
but do they still talk to some of the current players?
Yeah, it is. That was really cool. To have 5 out of the top 25 from Maine was pretty awesome. And they're all still playing over in Europe, and Anne and Blanca are playing in the Euro Cup. And I actually just looked it up. I was just looking up this morning, just kind of checking to see how they were doing. And I think Blanca's averaging 18 points a game, and she's having a great
Wow.
year. Anne's doing a great job in Italy. Blanca's in Spain, and Anne's in Italy. So they don't come back often because obviously they're very busy in playing professionally where they are, but definitely keep in touch. And actually, Anne, this summer, a couple of players, recent alums and classmates of her were all together, and they FaceTimed us and FaceTimed me, and it was fun to see them together. And yeah, special people, obviously amazing players, but just really special people, and they have so much pride for Maine and for playing here, and for all the people here, and as we do for, we're so proud of them as well. So
He's bringing me back. I mean, Blanco was a problem. I mean, wow. And then Ziggy too, could just
yeah,
the pace they both played with. The defense, of course, was a big part of it. And we just
yeah,
we had Elisa Kresge on, and we talked about defense. And Vermont
yeah,
has done a really nice job over the years with their scoring defense. I asked
yeah,
a similar question to her. I'll ask it to you, Amy. When you and you have, I think you said it's 7 new players, 5 freshmen, right? If I'm not mistaken, coming
yeah,
in.
correct. Yep.
So how do you get buy-in on that end of the floor? Because if not, most every year, whoever's defending it, in health matters, of course. That's kind of off to the side, but health is a number one priority. But if you're defending, you're usually there at the end. So how do you get that
Yeah.
buy-in from this particular group?
Yeah, well, exactly that. I mean, Vermont has, the last 3 years, they've been so hard to play against, from the offensive point of view, because they defend so well, and they're in it every year. And so that's all you have to look at, and that's all you have to show your players is, hey, this is the team that's won the championship 2 out of the 3 years. They're in the championship game. They defend, and so for us, we've really put an emphasis on that, probably more than we've ever have. I'm typically not a huge. I don't spend a lot of time in defense a lot in practice, but we have this year. Really just putting our basics and the fundamentals of how we want to guard things, and hopefully that will stick. And then if we need to change things scout based, game by game, we can do that. But it really comes down to working hard, and being competitive, and being motivated to get stops individually and collectively. And so hopefully we'll be a little bit better on that end of the floor this year, but it's definitely something that is critical to success, especially in our league.
It's just a little off the topic of your team, but just like the impact that last year with such a great year. And I know you and Chris and Ashley are really close,
Mhm.
and just what that was like. I think, obviously he's done a tremendous job over the years, but just to kind of have Graham where they're at, you have always been super successful, and just in a place like what is the community of now the men's program kind of up and coming.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, Chris is amazing. I mean, he's an incredible coach, but he's just such an incredible human being, so um, easy to work with and so supportive. It's so great to have that relationship down the hall. I know that's not always the case in a lot of Division I schools, so we're really fortunate. And I'm so happy for them. I mean, for the last since I've been here, we've done a season ticket holder breakfast, and we invite our season ticket holders. In the last few years, we've invited the men's team to come, as well. And this year, because of their success, they had to have their own event, and so things like that are exciting. Our new facility is going to break ground this winter. And so to have that, going to be opening up in 27, 28, that's so exciting. And just a lot of really positive energy happening around basketball here in Orono, which is awesome.
credit to you, Amy. Great job building this thing, and I think if all goes well, you've got the pieces to make another run here to get back to that championship expectation that you've set and built over the years. So thanks for the time. We really appreciate it. Amy Vachon of Maine. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Have a great day.
Okay, you too.